Here's a quick tip from Ralph on strategic ergonomics.
There's a great story about strategic ergonomics that took place here in Napa. There was a theater, bar, restaurant that opened here called City Winery. And they had started in New York City and then gone out to Chicago and other areas. And they opened up here in Napa, in wine country, because it seemed like a natural. Well, they lasted a certain period of time and they didn't get quite the audience they wanted. And as they were closing, the owner complained about the fact that apparently Napans have very tender backsides. He was really quite appalled how tender Napa's backsides were because he got complaints about the seats. And he said, I don't understand. These are the exact same seats that we use in New York and we use in Chicago, and people like the seats. No one ever complained, but in Napa, they complained about the seats. So obviously they have tender backsides. We're wussy Californians. I wish he had asked me about it, because it wasn't that their backsides are more tender. It's that Napans generally are taller. This is farm country. This is not city. City folks tend to be more compact because they're in tighter areas. But country, this is farm country. There's wonderful foods and fresh air and lots of working outside. And I'm tall, but when I go up in the valley, I'm around a lot of men who are just my size. I feel like a normal guy there. When I lived on the East Coast, I felt like a giant. But out here, I feel like normal. And it's funny, too, because they build the buildings to those dimensions. Because it's California, the buildings tend to be, newer. But they've also made them higher and more spacious. So when people come here, they've come to visit, and they walk into the buildings, and everything's a little more spacious. Everything fits. The seats are a little bigger. Everything, it just feels right. Maybe we should move here. And so you have a lot of people who move here who are also taller. So it wasn't that we have tender backsides here, it's that we simply needed higher chairs with better dimensions for our Napan physiques.
Well, and maybe part of the dynamic was the fact that New Yorkers and Chicagoans expect to be a little bit uncomfortable, where Napans just believe that their life should be relaxed and comfortable.
Yes, with good reason.